This truck is cool. Oh, wait, you're here? Do you like this truck? Wow, the gray, the black, how does it feel? Does it handle good?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, do you want to buy this truck? Hey, I got an idea. I need some help doing the weather. Have you ever done the weather before?
No.
Do you want to be a HUTCH'S weather kid?
Yes.
Well, come on, let's go do it. What is your name?
Peyton.
Peyton, I'm Hutch. Nice to meet you.
Now, HUTCH'S Weather Kid, proudly presented by Luther Family Ford in Fargo, North Dakota. Here's Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson.
All right, everybody, it's meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I'm so glad you're joining us today. I can't wait to introduce you to today's weather kid right here from the showroom floor at Luther Family Ford. It's Peyton Bryant. Peyton, tell us about yourself, young lady. Where do you go to school? What do you like for subjects, and what do you like to do?
I go to Propsfield Elementary, and I like to, one of my favorite subjects is word study.
Awesome. And do you do activities outside of school that are really fun?
Yeah.
What is that? What's your favorite?
Like art.
Art. Good for you. Well, I have a hard time drawing, but let's talk a little bit about the weather. Are you ready to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started with our subject today, and it's weather versus climate. Before I even get started, Peyton, can you tell me a little bit about what you think the difference is between weather and climate? Well, that's okay. That's what we're here to go through. So let me step behind you, and I want you to point out. We're going to talk about weather first. So you get to practice your pointing skills right here. Why don't you read lines 1 through 3 to people at home to explain what weather is versus climate. What's weather?
Happening now.
Okay, good. Can you get your hand to go right there and point to it? Whoa, like a pro. Good job. Now, what's the line 2 say?
The forecast for tomorrow.
So the forecast for tomorrow is immediate. It's weather also. What about number 3? What's that say?
Important to plan your day.
Right. So weather is important because it helps us plan and know what's coming and know what's happening right now. So why don't you go ahead and tell everyone at home what climate is? Read through that for everyone. You're doing so good. I'm going to step over here. Go for it.
Our average weather.
Good. So climate is average. What about number 2?
Outlook for the season.
So if we're talking about what it's usually like in spring, that's more climate than it is weather, right? Okay, what about number 3?
Important to plan way ahead.
That's right. So if we want to know if it looks like it's going to be a real hot summer or a real cold and snowy winter, that's important. What about number 4?
Important to understand the change.
We have to know what our climate usually is to understand if things are changing. And that makes it quite important, right? Now, let's talk about more things with the climate. Tell everybody a little bit more about how we get our averages. What's number 1 say?
30-year average conditions.
Right, so we take a window of 30 years and we call that our climate. And then if we see that it's changing, getting colder, getting warmer, for instance, then we know that the climate is making changes. What about number 2?
We can compare our daily weather to climate average.
Right, and sometimes we call that normal weather, but the weather is rarely normal, like Hutch Johnson. So let's talk a little bit, Peyton, about what we've learned here, weather versus climate. Examples of weather. Go ahead and tell folks.
Today's high temperature.
Was today's high temperature hot or cold?
Cold.
Okay, what about the next line? What's it say?
Today's rain or snow.
Did we have rain or snow today?
We had snow.
Oh, we did. All right, and then what about the last line?
The wind speed.
Right, so today's weather are all examples of things we talk about when we get to the schoolyard and we're talking at recess. It's really cold out here. What are examples of climate?
Our last year's rain total.
Okay, how about another one?
Last month's temperature.
Hayden, you're doing great. Hit me with another one.
Last winter's snow totals.
Right, and we always compare all these numbers to what we would normally expect to decide whether this year was strange or if it was nice. So should we practice what we learned?
Yeah.
First thing, we learned the weather 2 steps. So we're going to take 2 steps this way. We're going to turn, and I want you to point out the temperature in Fargo that you see right here, right now. Using your hand closest to the wall. Fargo is hard to see, but it's right here. Can you see that? Good job. What's the number? And you can use this monitor way over here. That's how us folks who do this use it. Now, what's that number say?
8.
8 is, now if I told you that the normal temperature this time of the year is 20, and this says -8, is that normal? Is that above normal or colder than normal?
Colder.
Right. So today was anything but normal. Peyton, you passed the test. You did a wonderful job. Was being a weather kid easy?
It was? All right, thanks so much, Peyton. Hey, would you like to help Hutch do the weather? As a Hutch's Weather Kid, signing up is easy. Head on over right here to Luther Family Ford during normal business hours and tell them Hutch sent you. They'll show you right where to sign up. Or log on to hutchesweather.com/weatherkid and you just might be here next helping me figure out this weather.